Today on episode 40 of the Best Flarking Podcast, we talk about the Ducktales reboot. We got our first impressions on Mario Run. We take a hot take on Swinton versus Cho. And then Reg and I will go back and forth about what the best things in 2016 were. He's Reg. I'm Dunners. It's the Best Flarking Podcast. It's time to hit the music.
And then there came a day like many others. The Best Flarking Podcast. Your nerd's eye view of TV, film, comics, and video games. With you as always, your mother flarking hosts, Dunners and Reg. Fellas, show them who they're flarking with.
Hello, good people of the multiverse. It is that time again. The music's over. It's time to talk about stuff.
Stuff and things.
And, we actually left one item off the list, and I think it's because we hated it so very much.
What did we leave off the list?
We left off the list talking about the critically acclaimed, amazing, unsettling, mean-spirited film, The Eyes of My Mother.
I think it's because we don't have Sarah here either, though.
It's true, but I feel like we have to talk about it now.
I think we do have to talk about it.
Or the time will pass us by. I'm going to go ahead and just get right down to it. I hated it.
You just go in.
I hated this film.
Get 'em.
And not in the way that like Peter Scretta was like, I don't like this film, but it needs to be seen. This movie felt like everything that a film school student's film is supposed to be. All the way down to just all the angles being exactly how a film student would shoot something. It's a beautifully shot movie, but it's supposed to be a horror movie.
Sure.
And even if you want to call it a thriller, it's not a very thrilling film.
Not at all.
It's hard to classify, and like when they say it's mean-spirited, it's just mean,
angry.
It's just mean to the viewer, really.
Yeah.
It's just like the payoffs are all ultra weak. Like the only part that I truly had amazing tension was in the very beginning of the film, and spoiler alert. So, you've been warned.
Yeah.
When the gentleman comes to the house and murders the mom, that part is very tension-filled. And I was like, oh, this movie's going to be like, we're going to be on edge this whole time.
Yeah.
And then it's gone moments later, and then it never comes back.
Yeah, so before that, to preface this thing just a little bit, I think I don't know how many of you out there know about this movie or even heard about it at all. I stumbled upon it, I think, through a couple of written things. It's won a shit ton of the usual film festival awards, and then recently, a few weeks ago, it started to screen nationally and internationally. And a lot of our favorite film reviewers began writing about it and saying how disturbing this film was, and how uncomfortable it is to watch, how much it'll leave you just with something. And it certainly does leave you with something. So we got together. I had to get the friends together to watch this thing because we're all big fans of horror. And it was nowhere near what we expected. So
Not at all.
It's just such a disappointment to see so many people rave about this thing and how... Yeah, just how terrifying it is, or how this or that it was, and it's so not any of those things to me. It may be to us. I think we all agreed walking away from that, but
Yeah,
it's
we had three people who have very different tastes in their horror movies and the things they like, and it still came off as just like, this is not good.
Yeah, no, it's not.
This is just not good. And I mean, there's no two ways for me to put it other than it's not good.
No. So I coming out of it though, I think we got a couple of good things though, because I want to be scared again badly. And you put me on to session 9, so I got a little bit of homework for one of the upcoming podcasts there.
Session 9, so very, 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 very good.
Yeah.
So very, 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 very good.
But how fucking hard is it, man, to just make a good horror? Like, when's the last time? Like, why? Why does it have to be this way? Why
I don't
is
think
something
that
like this get so much
because
momentum behind it and then
because every year
falls flat?
because every year they search for that indie darling, which has happened every 2 years now. We get like a really, this is going to redefine the genre. And 2 years ago it was It Follows, and 2 years prior to that it was The Babadook.
But It Follows was legit.
Well, I mean, they're both good movies. Like It Follows and The Babadook are both great. But the thing is like when you're constantly searching for that thing, that it factor, that wow, it's going to lead you to things like, The Eyes of My Mother, and you can really feel some of the stuff that The Eyes of My Mother. Some of the things that people liked about it were really well done in another movie called A Girl Walks Home Alone at Night, which came out, I believe, last year, also in black and white, also super awesome, like everything else. But it's just, there's just always that push to find that low budget gem of a horror movie. There's always that push and that strive, and tons of great horror movies come out every single year. There are tons of them. And, if you're a big horror fan and you're a podcast fan, you're listening to this, you should also be listening to the podcast I used to be on, which is called Horror Show Hot Dog. Those guys will never lead you astray.
Shout out to them.
About their horror movie selections. They're good dudes. They know their stuff.
Excellent.
And they're only like 70% not as good now that I'm not part of the show.
Damn.
I
was gonna say though,
I wouldn't be my character from that podcast if I didn't take a shot at them after I had to leave because of work.
Of course.
But anywho, what were you saying, Rich?
The end of it didn't dawn on me until the next day. And granted, it didn't make the movie any that much better, but the kid in the spoiler. You cover your ears, do whatever right now if you're actually interested in watching this thing. But the kid who gets kidnapped, his mom loses her eyes, and the double entendre of The Eyes of My Mother there at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I didn't pick up on that until the next day.
And it's like neat,
and it was just like cool little play on the title.
And that's all you can really do is go neat.
Yeah,
right.
So,
but yeah, so I would not say see that movie.
No, nor would I. Stay away from it. Unless you need, it's kind of like it's almost like the DC universe in a way. If you just need to see the suck, go right ahead.
Get in there, get your hands dirty.
Get you some.
Although Affleck's comments yesterday were pretty badass, though.
What did he say? What did he say?
There's not enough money on this earth for me to write and direct a Batman movie that's mediocre. Ooh. So he's like, so the Batman movie that I'm doing is going to be great, or else there's no reason in doing it. So I was like, all right, Affleck.
I see you, Affleck.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Okay.
I'm also super down with this cast for Ducktales, man.
Me too. Holy shit.
I'm just going to run down the list of who's in it. We got David Tennant, the Purple Man himself, as the new voice of Scrooge McDuck now.
Doctor Who.
Danny Pudi from Community as Huey. Ben Schwartz, who you may know from John Ralphio as Dewey. Bobby Moynihan from Saturday Night Live and Derek Comedy as Louie. Beck Bennett from Saturday Night Live as Launchpad McQuack, and Kate Micucci from Garfunkel and Oates is going to be the voice of Webby. So it's insane.
It's insane.
That's a whole bunch of really awesome people that are all going to be a part of this, and there's a really lovely rendition of them all singing the
classic
theme song. So if you get a chance, you should most certainly go look that up.
Classic. And I just listened to it prior to starting the podcast, and it was just, I'm filled with joy, as you can tell. As I'm sure you can hear just in my voice.
Yeah, there's not much for us to talk about other than saying that's super awesome. That's the cast for the show. But yeah,
especially for a Disney XD show, though. This has not happened with any other cartoon show. I don't think.
That talented of a voice cast?
Yeah, that had that talented of a voice cast on it, let alone was promoted in that way.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that the voice cast is so well stacked, so to speak. So I'm getting excited for spring of 2017 when they're going to start it.
I believe so, yeah.
So I'm pretty excited for that. What else? What else do we got here?
Well, we had a little Nintendo game that came out recently.
Right.
On iDevices and
Yep. The first real game, because you're not talking about Miitomo.
no,
You're talking about Mariomo Run.
that's the one.
Yeah, man. Let's get this out of the way first. What do you think of it? Just raw opinion of it.
Raw opinion.
No Nintendo nostalgia. No thoughts of things to come. Just how do you feel about this experience alone?
It's hard as fuck.
Yeah, it's a lot more difficult than anyone gave it credit for, because it's not just a endless runner, because that's not what it is.
I have a few impressions, and I tweeted a few of them. I never imagined how hard it would be to overcome the amount of muscle memory of my other hand wanting to hold on to the device and be a part of this experience as much as I have. Like, I hold it with. Well, the way I've worked around it is I hold it with one hand and tap with the other in a way.
I got both of them working now.
Right. but it's still just like that, not being able to go backward or stop myself, or it's so difficult to overcome in your head, because we have years and years and years and years and years of side scrolling built into us. It's incredibly hard to overcome. My mind won't get over it. The timing of jumps is just so crucial. I did not think it would be this difficult. I really didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm finding that the Jade coins in these levels are incredibly difficult to get a hold of.
Yeah, so is Jade the third round?
The third and final level of coins.
You get a 3-track coin run per level. First being pink. Once you get all the pink coins, what are there, 5 per? Yeah, 5 pinks. Yep. Then you get purple. Then once you get all the purples, you must get jade. So
right. And the jade coins are a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I saw one dude on level 1-1 trying to get jades, and it was just like, holy shit.
Pain in the ass to get them. Did you link your Nintendo account to it, or do you not have a Nintendo account?
I made one for this. So
you could get Toad?
Yep. Yeah, I got Toad, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I already have a Nintendo account because I have a 3DS, so I was like, yeah, I'll link that.
Of course, count me in.
Yeah, I want that Toad. It looks great. It plays really great. My raw.
Yeah. What do you got?
I like it a lot.
You do?
Yeah, I find it's really fun to waste some time on it. And like, if I got like 10 minutes where I'm just kind of I can't do anything else, where I'm just kind of like, all right, well, I'm waiting in line or something. Boom. Because I recently went to Florida to go direct a documentary, and then I came back and I had some time at the airport, and I just played that at the airport the whole time. I was
wondering how you were coping on the plane with zero offline play.
The thing is I used the glorious new feature of Netflix, which is the ability to download shows. So I just watched a buttload of 30 Rock episodes.
Look at you.
So I couldn't play games, but I was watching 30 Rock, and I was very much so enjoying it. I was super bummed because my headphones hadn't shipped just yet, but I bought Mara and myself. They were on the Amazon Gold Box deal. I bought us both Bluetooth noise canceling over the ear Bohm headphones, German headphones, and they were a Gold Box deal that was they were $63 down from $170 for the day. So I had to upgrade to wireless headphones because I'm brave. I don't have headphone jack.
Yeah, but, right. You're courageous.
Yeah, I'm brave.
Yeah.
Tim Cook told me I'm brave.
Yeah.
And I'm brave. Yep. So the
you
end.
Have courage, my friend.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Or they have courage, and you're the brave one for supporting their courage. Yeah. There we go. All right, there we go.
Yeah, that's how I think that's how it works. I think that's only the fair way to put it.
Yes.
But yeah, I think Mario Run looks great. I think I after I played the first 2 levels, I immediately paid for the whole thing.
As did I.
So I was just like, yep. I will get $10 worth of enjoyment out of this for sure.
I really like the ability to make your own world there while you're rebuilding your castle and everything. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool detail.
Yeah, the little Mushroom Kingdom thing is pretty neat. I like playing Rally and stealing people's toads.
That's pretty neat. Although I'm not entirely sure how it works yet. Is that a real-time challenge thing? So are people waiting in a queue?
I have no clue how it works.
Or is that a ghost run thing? You know what I mean?
Assuming I'm assuming it's a ghost run thing, and they're just uploading the ghost run data, and then they're just finding something to do with it. And that's have you run against somebody else, because I have torched everyone I've ghost ran against.
And my mistake is I'm not paying attention to the stages as in their background as I go to challenge them. And some of those are on the airships, and I utterly suck at the airships right now. And good God. So there's another thing is I don't think I've ever played a game that makes my palms as sweaty as this fucking game does. My God. Good
oh my
Lord.
God. It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of it's platforming, and you can't go back to fix anything. So
that's
it's
the most bizarre thing. Honest to God, man, it's the hardest thing I've had to overcome.
Like if you fuck up, you have to have that discussion with yourself of whether or not you hit the pause button and choose restart, or just say screw it, I'm going all the way through to the end, and I'll come back later. But it's a lot of fun. I definitely, if you're nostalgic for Nintendo, you'll enjoy it. It looks a lot like New Super Mario Brothers on the 3DS or on the Wii U. So it's a lot of fun. I think we both would say that it's worth $10.
As it sits right now on the iStore, or not the iStore. Come on, Reach. The App Store. Yeah. 2.5 stars out of 51,000 ratings.
That's really weird. I wonder. Do you have some of those pulled up? What are some of the negative things?
So I went through them. The majority, I mean, and granted, this is only the most recent ones, and I don't have that. I only read through, I think, maybe 8 or 9 of the lower star ratings, and while the majority of them complain about price and the only free content being 3 levels, the other ones seem to stem from a real kind of place of concern, like I do, in the amount of difficulty that is involved in this game. It just seems a little ridiculous in a way for a mobile game to be. I hate to use that argument, like, oh my God, this shouldn't be this challenging. Like, I don't by any means mean it should be easy, but there's just something about it that I don't think they thought through in a genuine enjoyment of the game. Like, I've genuinely gotten frustrated like really frustrated at points. So yeah, I'd have to go through and read a bit more of them, but the majority of them seem to stem from price.
Okay. Well, I mean, the price thing, I can see where the people are like, well, you only get 6 worlds. But then, like, when you break it down to, like, the replayability of each of those levels, if you play each one of them 3 times to get each set of the coins, then you're looking at 6 worlds with 4, which are 24 boards times 3, which is 72 levels for $10. 76 or 72?
76. 78. No, 70. Whatever. Where's the damn calculator?
Yeah, it's 72, like I said.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, no.
It's like,
wait. I was like, no, I'm right.
24.
I'm math up in my head all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of super lame to be like, whoa, you only get 72 levels for $10. 72 different play experiences.
You don't get 72 levels.
Well, I mean,
they're the same, but
I mean, that's the same thing of, like, you're playing Final Fantasy 15 to play through all the trophies. You have to go back to areas you were in before to fight bosses and things that were originally untouchable until you progressed in the game. That's the exact same concept here, is that you have to go ahead and do something to unlock a new thing, then you can go back and do it again. Like, I don't think we can in the same sense go like, look, man, this shit's not the same because it's not technically another level. Now, yes, it's not another designed level, But if you're going to the same area to experience something different, that's the exact same feeling I would get out of backtracking in a game to go back and fight something new.
I would say bad example on Final Fantasy 15 because these ones with the replay in the dungeons are entirely new design things. So they're locked doors. They are literally areas that you cannot access until you get post game and unlocked a certain part. So they are entirely new areas that you could not access before the end game. It's I get what you're saying though. It's a fine line you walk between, like the jade coins in 1-1. I saw specifically one of the first jumps. There's then a new vertical kind of 3 tile wall, floating wall there to get one of the jade coins, which is way up there, I guess. Which, that's not there in the first 2 levels. So, but it's the same floor. It's the same ground level essentially. So, I don't know. It's debatable.
My thoughts on it are just that sounds like a shitty gripe. Of like, plus it's like it's $2.40 per level if you really want to, or not $2.40. It's like 24 cents a board or something like that to get you to where you need to go, or like $1. It's like 50 cents a board. Like That's whatever, dude. Who cares? Who cares? Like people are chucking out that money to buy random bullshit singles.
Yeah, no, I'm not. The way I justify this shit, I spent that on a backpack in Pokemon Go so I could carry more fucking items. I mean, I'm just addressing
that review.
Yeah, these
and then
people.
And then the reviews coming in that it's too hard. It's like that's super weird. It's like a mobile game shouldn't be this hard. It's like no. A game should be as hard as it needs to be.
Yeah, I agree there, 100%.
Regardless of what platform it happens to be on. Now, if you're used to being coddled through mobile games and it's the fact that you're pissed off that it's not Game of War or like Boom Beach or Clash of Clans,
yep,
I'm sorry, but you need to go play those games and not be upset about a game being harder than you thought. Because like if you look at it, you got 3 levels to figure out what this game is about before anyone asks you to pay any money. So, I don't know.
To play devil's advocate there, I would say that those 3 levels do not give you enough diversity in the expectations of how hard this game will be.
I don't think any demo gives that perspective of any game. And I don't think they're supposed to. They're supposed to give you a taste of whether or not you like the experience. They're not supposed to tell you how hard the game is.
Excellent counterpoint, my dude.
So, like, and if you can't decide whether or not you want to get in on the game, if it's like, wow, after 3 levels, I'm going to buy this.
Don't do it.
And then or if you play the 3 levels, you're like, wow, I'm going to buy this. And then you bought it, and it turns out to be too hard for you.
Yeah, you have no reason to bitch.
That's unfortunate. Because I feel like 2 out of 5 stars is really unfair to the game. I think that's really unfair. And I'm like, I honestly, I hate to say this, but video game players and gamers in general are slowly but surely becoming like my least favorite group to hear gripe about anything. Because it's just like, it's always too much. It's always too little. This is too hard. This is too easy. I can never be pleased, but I'm going to bitch endlessly, and I want someone's head for it every time. And like, as a game developer, I'd just be like, man, fuck you guys. Like that's like after a while, I'd be like, God, I'm so fucking tired of people who play video games. It's like, man, you guys just can fuck right off into oblivion.
Yes. And to a point, though, I can understand where some of them lie, because in tonight's podcast, I almost wanted to have a little discussion about the current state of games and technology and where we're at with expectations. And given that we most recently saw 2, 10-year long games recently hit finally released, and their expectations are not met even remotely. I'd take that back a little bit. They have been met to some extent.
I haven't even opened up the wrapping on either of those 10-year games to be completely candid with everyone that listens here. Yeah. I have The Last Guardian still wrapped up, and I have
and those 2 games that we're talking about, Last Guardian, Final Fantasy 15.
And I have Final Fantasy 15 wrapped up. But to go ahead and oddly enough, defend Final Fantasy 15 due to many accounts in my because I've been railing on it since the jump. Almost all of my people on my timeline are like, the only thing wrong with Final Fantasy 15 is they just didn't spend enough time building a narrative.
Yep,
but
building a cohesive story.
But they really built a huge world for you to play in, and there's not a lack of things to do.
Nope.
And you can have tons of fun playing the game, and you just really kind of have to not give a shit about
the story
at all.
Yep.
So that's kind of really where it all shakes out for that. And like it's tough because it's like, it doesn't hit any expectations, I guess, because people are always expecting a sweeping narrative for Final Fantasy 15. But what they got was basically an MMO level of shit to do packed into a single player experience.
Yeah. That's exactly what they got.
So I don't know. You guys sound off about how you feel about whether or not the expectations were not lived up to by the 15.
Yeah,
by the boy,
it's just certainly
by the boy band version.
To see the current state of games today. I'll tell you that much. To end on that.
It's a tough racket because they gotta make things and they gotta make them fast because the sequel is already being worked on before or even are being dreamt up as the first one's being finished and shit like that.
Right?
Like the cycles are getting really tough in the gaming industry. So I don't envy that at all. But
can't blame them. I can't. But can't.
Well, yeah, you can. You sure can. Over the weekend, there's some I don't know if I call it beef, but apparently a misunderstanding or
oh my god, a huge just a weird
or like some
weird thing shade thrown definitely.
Yeah, it's like it definitely seems super odd. But what we're talking about is Tilda Swinton and Margaret Cho had like an altercation over the weekend.
To bring it all back, it stems from the Ancient One, the casting of the Ancient One.
The whitewashing of the Ancient One from...
air quotes, whitewashing of the Ancient One.
Right.
To which anybody unfamiliar with it, the I hate to use the word, the explanation, there we go. The explanation given from both the director and Marvel as a whole was that the Ancient One was originally, Tibetan, wasn't he?
Right, a Tibetan man.
Yeah, and currently China doesn't really acknowledge Tibet as so I don't mean to speak ignorantly on this thing, but it has something to do with Tibet and China and them not seeing eye to eye. So it was a lose-lose situation basically for Marvel. You either lose or you lose. And then Tilda had came out and said she was never offered the role of an Asian character. So take that for what you will. She played the role, I think, fucking awesomely. As a gender bent kind of variation of that character. There are various things that go into this argument. It's a delicate discussion to have, obviously, because you got, on one hand, you got Chiwetel Ejiofor as Mordor. You got Swinton as the Ancient One. So it's like, it's not a trade-off necessarily, but either way, people are upset that a white woman is playing the role of an Asian character in this movie. So, yeah, Adam.
Yeah. So to get into the what's, you guys can get kind of an idea of what happened. I'm just going to read from the HuffPo here with these are quotes from Margaret Cho, who was on Bobby Lee's podcast, Tiger Belly. And basically it came down, it was like Tilda, they were talking about Doctor Strange. Like Tilda eventually emailed me and said she didn't understand why people were so mad about Doctor Strange, and she wanted to talk about it and wanted to get my take on why all the Asian people were mad. It was so weird. Apparently they had a really long discussion about whitewashing in the film, and Cho said that in her own words, she felt like a house Asian while talking to Tilda Swinton about it via email. And Tilda Swinton's team then, we're like, well, for the opportunity to clarify and with all good wishes to everyone, they brought out the entire email chain, which churned out nothing like how Margaret Cho
absolutely
broke it out to be. And this is, you can put your own stamp on it. However,
we're not taking sides here. This is just it's quite apparent though.
This sounds super. It sounds like it's like a weird super misunderstanding, but like from the way it's written to the way it sounds, like it just, the whole thing sounds super odd, and like it really. Margaret Cho looks really bad coming out of the gate because it looks like she decided to chuck some shade to make someone like look bad, to make her look more activistic, and it didn't go the way she'd planned because it just came down to it and came down the pipe. And I'm not going to read the entire email back and forth.
Yeah, because it's long.
There's a lot of stuff in there, but like there's parts of it that I get. I can't say that I get, but I empathize with because I have tons of friends who are people of color, and it's not their job to be like, hey, let me explain why this is offensive to white people. But I didn't get that vibe from the email because it felt like there was actually a discourse going on, and there wasn't that move there. But at the same time, it's like I get the whole like, it's not my job to inform you about the ignorance of the situation.
The one that really caught me off guard was when Cho had mentioned something about Swinton insinuating something to the effect of, can't you just tell them? Can't you just tell them I'm not, like, insinuating that she has, like, she can just speak to an entire Asian culture and pardon this character role,
right? And then the end
Cho
of like
literally said, like, I don't have some fucking yellow phone under a cake dome, bitch.
Right.
Her words verbatim.
Right. And then there's the
podcast.
The whole thing where she's like, yeah, and then she tried to make it sound cool with me at the end, where she's like, yeah, no, I'm producing this movie with an Asian actor in it.
Yeah,
and
reading the email correspondence, there is nothing.
Yeah,
in
like
there.
all of that is
just
like, well, it's like
nothing.
Like that seems like a really weak move. But definitely intrigued to hear other folks' take on the matter.
It's just especially, I think it's a decent topic of conversation considering how we still don't have Asians properly represented in film.
Yeah, we don't. We absolutely don't.
Yeah, and just the continuation of this shit. You got Scarlett Johansson playing Major, which, I get it. European shell, if you want to go canon. Yeah, it's a European shell, but the character is ultimately Asian. So,
right.
Whatever. But no, it's a good, if we don't have these conversations, it's just, it ultimately, nothing ever comes of it. And it's just, we run the same rounds. It's the same fucking shit over and over and over again. So, like I said, we're not here to side with anybody. We just, we talk about it. We want to make it aware, to you guys and to us. So drop the comments and let us know what you think about, I guess, Cho versus Swinton in a way. I hate to phrase it as a fight or anything, but
Cho v. Swinton.
But it's just weird. It's really weird.
It is. It's very odd. It's a very odd thing to have happen. It's just like, what?
Especially in this thing. I just wish it could have been so different and just whatever.
Yeah. C'est la vie, I guess.
C'est la vie. Hey, you guys. Reach here. Just want to let you know that we're not going to have a new podcast for you next week. I know. It's disappointing. It's so sad. It's utterly devastating. But it's the fucking holidays, and honestly, who's checking for new podcasts during the holidays? I mean, unless you're at your family's house and it's utterly boring and you're just looking for something to listen to, in which case, I'm sorry we can't be there for you. I wish we could. But we got our own shit to do. So, that being said, we'll be back the next week. Yes, going into 2017, we're going to be back on our full schedule, week after week after week, of the best Flarking podcast for you guys. On top of that, guess what else we have? We have the announcement of a games cast coming for you guys. We're going to dive deeper into our games, what we enjoy about them, the fundamentals, the mechanics, all that good shit. And on top of that, we got our good friend Sarah Dope joining us every month. And we're going to review the free games offered from Xbox Live Games with Gold and PSN Plus. How awesome is that? So you guys can figure out what you want to download and what you don't. All right, maybe you're just downloading them anyways and you don't need our opinions, but regardless, you're going to get them. So, thank you guys so much for an awesome 2016. Here's to looking forward to 2017, and I hope you guys have the best Flarking holiday and Happy New Year.
Now that we're out of kind of drama territory, let's close out this episode. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter one, obviously. With the
That
best
depends
things,
on how this goes.
That is true. In theory, this could be a shorter one. The best things in 2016. Reed, you want to go?
Speaking on the year, though, I mean, like, how many fucking good things were there, really? I mean, Christ,
aside from, there's a lot of deaths and a lot of bad things, but there were a bunch of good things that happened in 2016.
This is true.
You know, and I mean, the worst thing happened with the Trumping, but you know, there's nothing we can do about that now.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So yeah, but let's go ahead and we'll have you go ahead and pick a category of the ones we're going to talk about.
All right. So, what do you want to start with? Movie of the year?
I mean, you get to pick this one, and I'll go next.
Right. This one we'll go movie of the year then. Movie of 2016. And
best movie of 2016.
In our individual humble opinions, not so humble opinions. Me personally, and I put a lot of thought into this. Not really at all. It's just kind of a standout. I didn't really need to put any thought into it because of how long of a battle it took to get the damn film made, and that is Deadpool. I want to give it to Captain America Civil War just for the fucking spectacle that it was and how awesome of a story it was and how perfectly paced it was and just everything around it. But I have to give it to Deadpool because we saw Ryan Reynolds campaign for this thing for years. We saw the character finally truly represented in a way that could finally give a superhero film an R rating and have it be justified. We saw almost C tier level X-Men in this movie with Negason. I mean, it's just, to me, it's perfection all around. And the things that came out of this film and what I hope will be in the second one, just really, really made it movie of the year for me. The entire marketing campaign behind it, how it opened up on Valentine's Day, just the whole fucking thing. It's just, it doesn't get any better than that. So I got to give my movie of the year to Deadpool.
Okay. So
what do you got?
I have some questions first.
Okay, shoot.
So I like Deadpool a lot. I think it was great. I think it was a very fun movie. I don't think it was particularly. I don't think it beats out Civil War on any of the levels.
Okay.
Required personally. But
Sure.
The question I have is the fact that it, as a movie that tried to present itself as so counterculture to the superhero world, and that it was lampooning the superhero genre, and that it was making fun of the things that make up the superhero genre, that movie was the most by the numbers superhero movie of the last 10 years. Does that bother you at all, or factor into your process for why you gave it movie of the year?
Because it parodies it in a way.
But I don't think it does, because in the end, to personally say that I don't think it parodies is because it doesn't take a stab at the whole idea of. I mean, this is straight up like mustache twirling villain steals the girlfriend, puts her in a trap that's going to kill her. Good guy saves her in the end. But I mean, it doesn't parody any of those things. It just does them. Because what it's parodying is that superheroes are supposed to like wear spandex and be good guys.
But it does from the fourth wall perspective of the outside looking in.
But I don't think
it literally begins on that note of saying, oh, you thought this was a romantic movie or whatever the hell I should remember this verbatim as many times as I've seen it.
This is supposed to be a comic book movie, but he turned that other fucking guy into a shish kebab.
Shish kebab, yeah.
But then it's like, but this is a romantic comedy, and then
all good romantic stories start with a murder. Well,
but at the same time, though, like it doesn't play parody to any of those things. It just draws attention to them.
I can understand that, and I can see that perspective.
And like the story, like as a narrative, is pretty weak. Like it's awesome to see Deadpool do Deadpool things, and I loved it. Then by no means is this an indictment of the film from me at all. Mm-hmm. It's not, and not in any way am I saying it being by the numbers is bad. It's just like all the way down to like shitty mustache twirling villain in Ajax who's worthless and underutilized and utterly Z-list. Like he's
British accent villain.
Yeah, he's like as Malekith as it gets.
Like, pretty much.
I think that Deadpool is great because of how charming it is and how much nobody at Fox wanted it to succeed. But the thing is I can't, in my own personal, I can't in good conscience say something as the movie of the year personally.
Sure.
Because it tried hard. Like that's the exact opposite of what gets movie of the year. It's like it's a movie that tried really hard and it did pretty good, but it didn't hit on all cylinders the whole way through. Like it's super funny. The action is neat. The storyline's so. And it was hell to get it made. I personally can't give it that, but I just wanted to quiz you on where you personally felt about it, because I can understand where someone's like, I fucking love Deadpool. Deadpool's my movie of the year, because I've seen a bunch of people I know where like I loved it more than any of the other superhero movies of the year.
And you bring up you make me question it in a way, and I'm not going to change my answer, but you do certainly make me question what criteria I am attributing to my movie of the year, because am I looking at just the movie, just the 90 to 120 minutes that I'm watching this thing, or am I looking at what this thing is doing for the industry and what it did for its own marketing campaign and things like that? So in a way, yeah, I guess if, and granted, that's what we didn't talk about is what are we holding to this? What is the criteria for this?
I don't think there is a criterion, because I think it really just, when it comes down to it, what did you like the best? It doesn't have to have a, and that's why
it doesn't.
And that's why I had questions less of like, I'm not going to say you're wrong, because it's like this is what you liked the best, Exactly.
You can't tell me my opinion.
Exactly.
But no, I'm thinking like I'm thinking the long term. So I'm thinking like what it did, not only just for how long it took to campaign, how it got here, what it did in its own marketing and shit, and how Ryan Reynolds got behind that shit, but also we wouldn't have an R-rated Logan right now if it weren't for Deadpool.
True.
So
very true.
I take that for what it is, but
no, I can see that for sure. I'm right there.
That's where I'm like, this is my movie of the year, because it further progressed that side of comic books.
Well, then, hot damn, movies. I am satisfied with that as a response.
My man.
All right. My
what
movie.
Do you got?
My movie of the year, and this is kind of a bummer because I'm almost certain I would say my movie of the year is La La Land if I saw it. I'm almost certain, but I haven't seen it yet.
I keep seeing everything about that.
I'm almost certain I would say that it's La La Land.
I saw somebody say that it was their everything above everything of the year. Like books, reading, just any medium whatsoever. Like that was it.
Just thinking about it in general and how much I love Whiplash. I love Damien Chaze's work, and I know for a fact I would say La La Land. It's the movie I liked better than everything else this year. That being said, I have not seen La La Land, so I don't get to include it. So what I'm going to say is my best movie of the year, and I think a lot of people are going to go, well, Dunners, of course he's going to say it's Captain America Civil War. And it's not. It's I thought about it long and hard, and I watched them both many, many times over the year. It's still a Disney movie.
Yep.
It's still a Disney movie. It's Favreau's Jungle Book. Jungle Book is the best movie I've seen this year. It's amazing. It's amazing on every possible level. Visual effects, acting, interacting with CG-based characters. You think Life of Pi was amazing with how a human interacted with CG stuff? You haven't seen shit until you see Jungle Book. They're working in the old classic Disney songs. It's beautiful. It's heartfelt. It's lovely. It's just an incredible experience, and I loved Jungle Book. And when I think about it, I'm really excited for Beauty and the Beast because of how good the Jungle Book was. And even more so, I'm fucking super excited because of Favreau's going to direct the Lion King live action that's coming from Disney. And it's just like everything about it is lovely. There's not a single thing I dislike about the Jungle Book. The voice cast is perfect. Everyone is perfect for who they are. You know, it's so awesome. Everything about it's great. Jungle Book is my movie of 2016. If I had to do a caveat, Captain America is by far the best superhero movie of 2016.
Yeah. I knew something was coming of it.
Yeah, it's just like you gotta give the Captain some love.
That should be said, prior to, is that I think both of us, and as we go through this thing with movies, video games, etc., neither of us have played or seen some of the contenders. So, this is very, very within what we have experienced this year. So we don't get the luxury to just get paid and experience everything yet.
That's true.
Yet.
That's very true.
Yet.
Well, then moving along, staying sort of in the medium.
Yeah. What do you got?
Best TV show of 2016, and that includes Netflix and everything.
Wow. Shit. Part of me wants to say The Expanse.
Okay.
But given that I have to watch it a second time, and my answer might change here into 2017 moving forward, because I was at a weird point when I watched it. I know how incredible it is. I know the great reviews that it got. I know that it is something special because I did watch it. However, I watched it intermittently, and I didn't take as much away from it as much as I have when binge watching things. So that experience of watching that show was a bit different than how I normally watch shows. That being said, I think I gotta give it to Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones? Okay.
Yeah, I really do. Cast, tone, everything I think was just perfect, and of course I'm gonna play the superhero show thing. Because thinking off the top of my head, I'm like, what else have I watched this year that I know came out this year? That one really takes cake. Luke was great. It was hit and miss on a few episodes, so certainly not better than Jessica Jones. So I'm pretty confident my answer there my decision to give it to JJ.
Okay.
I'm pretty confident. I'm trying to think while I try to buy my time here. Yeah. While I think, what about you? Do you know yours? Or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
So what do you got then?
Westworld.
Fuck me. Yeah.
It's Westworld.
What am I thinking?
wanted to say
It was
that
so recent. I think that's why
I want to say Jessica Jones. I want to say Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Fuck, part of me wants to say Fuller House.
Can I change?
But I gotta tell you, it's Westworld.
Yeah. Can I change my answer? Can we both agree on this?
I'll let you change it this one time.
All right, just this one time.
So unanimous decision. Westworld is the best TV show of 2016. And that includes a phenomenal season of Game of Thrones, too. And
That's true. That's
and
very true.
And apparently a very divisive first half of a season of Walking Dead and all sorts of other
really
truly great
Where did you hear
shows.
that from?
People are really upset with how people are getting killed off. I don't know. I don't watch.
hate The Walk. I stopped watching it.
I don't watch that show. Not because I hate it. I don't have
stopped
any interest.
watching it because I hate it. It's just misery
I have
porn.
no interest.
I'm like, cool. You want to be miserable? Watch TV show? Just like that's all right. I mean, whatever you're into,
Boy, hey, whatever floats your boat, man.
right? Just wanna watch people
Exactly.
die. That's cool. I
Hey,
guess.
that's some people. That's the Purge
Right.
and
I mean,
Saw
I guess
built a whole industry around people wanting
Faces
to
of
watch people
Death
die.
wouldn't have a market if people didn't want to watch people die.
Well, the weird part is though with Faces of Death, I think people thought those were actually originally billed as like snuff films when they're not. Like
Right.
that's what they're billed as.
Oh, really? Like you just had a bunch of dumbass people out there thinking this was
when
not
it was
real?
like when they first came out in the 80s, bro, like people were like,
Yeah.
this shit's legit. You see people getting eaten by like crocodiles and stuff, and it's like, nah, there's no way they'd let that out, but like, I'm like a little 5-year-old kid.
right.
But people did believe it. But no, I get that with the whole torture porn thing, but it's just weird because I hate that as a subgenre
Right.
deeply.
Well, I mean, go and read just a little sidetrack on this thing real quick. Like, go read the comic books, man.
Oh, I love the
Seriously,
comics.
go read. No, I know, but that's my point. Like, go read them, and then literally think to yourself, how in the fuck do you turn this into a TV show? It's black and white. There's barely any dialogue.
Yeah, they're very
How?
they
Just
play
how?
very differently.
How? So
Yeah, they play very very differently. Somebody who does watch Walking Dead who listens to us, does Rick still have his hand?
I don't know.
That's one thing I do. That's the one
Somebody
thing
tell us, please.
That's one thing I do want to know because in the comics he
I don't
obviously
think he
doesn't.
does. I think that happened recently. Negan did something or some shit. Who knows?
Somebody let me know. I need to know.
Yeah.
Moving on to the big category.
The big one.
Nick Regis, what is the best game of 2016?
I don't want it.
What is the best game of 2016? Is it Let It Die? I wanna say that, but I know it's not that for me either. I would love to say that, but it's not. That's not it.
It's not, and it's hard. It's really hard to make the call on it because again, you get into a weird area of criteria. What makes game of the year? Mm-hmm. For you personally, it's not the same thing for all of us. Because some of us enjoy multiplayer games far more than they enjoy single player games.
Right.
In which, that being said, I would love to give it to Overwatch. I really, really would love to give it to Overwatch. I mean, the diversity of characters, how they're played, the amount of teamwork it takes in order to succeed in a match. I mean, all of it. What Blizzard has done throughout just its short amount of life to keep it going and keep it exciting. I'm not that much of a multiplayer gamer, so I can't. Me personally, I can't give it to Overwatch. It is a very, very, very close second, though. But games this year, I have to go with Uncharted 4.
Unexpected.
Yeah. I didn't think so either. But and this was the one that I did put more thought into than obviously the movie thing that we did here, because I began thinking about this one a little bit ago. I thought about what I put the most time into, what I went back to play. What I had the most fun with, though, was the biggest takeaway for me. What did I really enjoy playing? And that was Uncharted 4. And walking away from that game and having not played Uncharted 1, 2, or 3, that's just it for me. I mean, how else can a newcomer like me hop into the fourth installment in something and have this much fun and feel like I know everything that this team and characters have done up to this point, and not feel left out or alienated or anything, and have this much fun playing this game and feel like I'm playing a blockbuster movie, basically. So yeah, my game of the year goes to Uncharted 4.
Nice.
How about yourself? What do you got? What did you have fun playing? Or what did you attribute to your game of the year, I guess?
Mine definitely is gonna, because there's a lot of infighting in my brain about what should get the nod, because I keep track of all the games I beat, and I definitely
yeah, and that's a good point. Is it should be you can't. I don't think it's very.
You can't be like it's game of the year when I played an hour of it, then I never played it again.
Yes.
Like there's that's not game of the year. Like if you're gonna get back to it, like I can't say it's Witcher 3 because I've played like 6 hours of it.
Yep.
You know.
And that's why, just to interject real quick, that's why I say Uncharted 4, because I did beat it, and then I went back and put it on the highest difficulty to go back and just do this thing again, with a real fucking challenge. So it made me want to do that. I've never in my life played a game where I wanted to go back and replay it at the most difficult level.
Mm-hmm. I can see that for sure. There's a lot of it's tough because I want to say something like Until Dawn, but that came out last year. So
right.
and even though I played it this year, I can't give it a spot in this year's.
Let's just give a nod to it though. Anyways.
Yeah, Until Dawn was amazing.
Wow.
I didn't like
just
Heavy Rain,
wow.
but I fucking loved Until Dawn. But for me, it really boiled down to, it's like, all right, what game I had the most fun with, what game I spent the most time with. Those things are two things I had to reconcile. And in the end, games that I had the most fun with often are the ones I spent the most time with. I wanted to say Doom. I really wanted to say the new Doom.
Which is a close second. Holy shit.
Because I fucking loved the new Doom. It's
amazing.
It's so fucking good. It's sickening how good the new Doom is.
Yeah. If you can pick it up on sale, go
talking about it right now makes me want to go back and play it.
Yep.
But Doom would have had to take what would be called the bronze medal of the games, with honorable mention going to Firewatch, just because of how much fun Firewatch. Honorable mention, not meddling, but gets to take home a ribbon. The number one game, and this is just so industry standard. It's number one is Overwatch easily. It is.
As soon as you said most time spent and had the most fun, I knew it.
Because it deserves it. Like it just
does.
It just like, and the thing is like I don't want to give it to it because it just deserves it. Like I've played 2,500 matches since it went live in April. I'm still playing it now. Yep. Very, very rarely do you play a game that comes out in April and I'll still be playing it next December. Mm-hmm. 'Cause that's how it is. But if I wanted to say the game that it edged out is one that I don't think a lot of people, you would probably see it coming, but the game that it edged out for game of the year is Enter the Gungeon.
Ooh.
Because Gungeon was unbelievable. Everything about Gungeon is amazing. That game is so incredible, and it's a single player experience, and I played it forever.
Yep.
I played it forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah, you did. You and PB were on that thing.
I have played Enter the Gungeon for 228 hours.
Man.
Like it is edged out.
Did you get every gun? Just to
I'm missing 5 Chiefs in the whole game.
All right.
But
all right. So Gungeon second. Honorable mention. Even honorable mention.
Yeah.
Just
honorable mention Firewatch, 3rd place Doom, 2nd place Gungeon, 1st place
Overwatch.
All hail the Overwatch.
Yeah.
For it is what unites us.
It is.
Blizzard just sitting there going, we make great games, and that's all we fucking do, guys.
All we fucking do.
I don't care for Diablo, but I know it's a great game because millions of people are playing the season content after it's already been super old hat to them for 3 years. Same with WoW, and people fucking love Hearthstone. But Overwatch is just unbelievable. Everything about it's so incredible. So yeah.
It really is.
It's beautiful. The characters are amazing. The balance is amazing. And like the way matches unfold are like amazing sports multiplayer matches where like a massive hook can save the day, or like a diva ult flying over the top, or something wild where Lucio drops the beat at the right second, saves your whole team from a Ana boosted Reinhardt flying in to smash everyone's head in with a hand. It's just, there's so many amazing things that can happen in it that's why it's just rapidly becoming the professional sports game. Like it's the only game that has a league built around it by the company that made it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So Overwatch.
And I think our own picks attributed much to where we play the most.
Right.
Yourself on PC, myself on console, much more. I would love to give it to Overwatch, but I play it on PS4 and I'm not able to play it with friends as often as I would like to. I think if I were able to, my opinion would be swayed much more in the way of Overwatch. So,
Overwatch.
Yeah. Overwatch.
Oh,
it's
man.
like $40 right now. Seriously, you guys, if you don't fucking have it, go get it. Go fucking buy it.
The funny
will
thing
not
was,
regret it. You won't.
Speaking
console, PC, whatever. Just go get it.
Speaking of cheap games, I'm totally gonna pick this up in during this week. But Recore is $20.
Really? Why? Why are you
I don't
gonna
know.
get it? I want to know.
Because it looks fantastic. Everything about it
have
looks
you read
fantastic.
The reviews?
I don't care. Those those same
I'm not
reviews.
gonna tell you how to live your life for game. Shit.
Those same reviews are the same people that are said that the game with, was it Monkey and what's her name, Odyssey to the West.
I'm not familiar.
Hold on, it's like the.
It's all right. You can look it up. Go ahead.
I'm going to. Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. That game got shit reviews when it came out.
Okay.
It's a 4.5 reviews many years later, and it's got the same steampunky aesthetic that I love about the other one. Because I remember when it first came out, like the Metascore for Enslaved Odyssey to the West is 82. Like when it originally popped out, it was just 60s across the board. Like it was just like people did not give it the love that it deserved. And I think Recore is the exact same way. Like it looks like an awesome platformer. Everything about it looks awesome. Like I still think Recore looks tight. For $20, you can go wrong a lot more than Recore for $20. That's damn
true.
Sure.
I'll give you that one.
So I'm definitely
you can. They're $20 more spent. Absolutely.
I'm snatching up Recore for $20. There's a whole bunch of great game deals. I almost
so many. Oh my god! How hard is it not to buy games right now?
I'm saying I almost grabbed the Destiny Complete Collection just to get all the way updated, and I was like, dude,
then you realize you're like, dude, yeah, it's too late.
You don't like Destiny.
I hate it. I do and I don't.
That's like in my brain. I was just like, hey. I was like, yeah. You don't like this game.
Yeah.
It's just like I was like, right.
You gotta convince yourself,
You're right. I'm like, because what's gonna happen is you're gonna play it for a week, get bored, and then you're out again. It's like, but all of our friends are like, we have tons of friends on Xbox One playing it. It's like, yeah, and you'll forget about that and get bored, and you'll want out. And I'm like, all right, you're right. You're absolutely right. Right.
Yeah. No, speaking to a little sidetrack there, I started playing The Division again. And they fucking fixed it. Shout out to Yubi. Twice this year, these guys listened to their community, went in, took the time, set aside future content to make the game right. Listening to their community and fixing their shit. They did it with Rainbow Six Siege, which has been fucking dominating ever since they fixed it. Came out with shit reviews. They went in, did their thing, fixed it, and it's been fucking dope since. I haven't played it personally, but I know what people are talking about it, and it's constantly on top of the digital download charts. But The Division, they put out that 1.4 patch, I think it was, that fixed everything. They said, hey, we're gonna halt all development on future DLC, and we're gonna really focus on what our community is saying and how to fix this game. They went in, they fixed it, and it is fucking fun again, dude. It's a lot of fun. Been playing it with a lot of homies, and yeah, I don't know. Just your mention of Destiny there just made me think about that in developers that have really listened to their audience this year, and gone back, taken the time to fix their games, and that's what I really appreciate. If you can go back and granted, and that's my takeaway from it, is I'm just like, that's cool. Like I'm cool with you postponing DLC if it's to fix a broken game.
Yeah, I think that's the absolute way to be like, look, if you guys are hating how it is now, we got to fix this shit before we move forward. So that's good on them. Good on them for making that move.
Yep.
But yeah,
that was my quick little sidetrack from that.
No, that's totally legit. And, we could go on forever about all sorts of things, about the bests and, like, the saddests of 2016. Saddest TV death, of course, being Poussey in Orange is the New Black, Season 4.
Sure.
But we're not. I love it. I fucking love Orange is the New Black, which is why it kind of pained me to be like Westworld so easily, but it's like, fuck, it is. It's Westworld. There's no way.
It really is.
There's no way around it.
It really is.
There's
And
no
that's
way
why I was
around
like,
it.
I had to change my answer, because it didn't even occur to me that I was like, yo, this thing that just happened within the past 2 months is the best TV show.
Yeah, it's
of
like
this year.
Yep. It came in at the end of the year and took the title away from what a lot of people are probably like, well, they fucking love Marvel stuff, but they also fucking loved Stranger Things. Maybe it's Stranger Things.
Stranger Things
it's Westworld.
was great.
It's Westworld.
God damn.
So
It is. It really is.
But yeah.
And we could run off on theories and all sorts of shit all day.
Forever and ever and ever and ever. But yeah. So if you guys want to, chip in and say what you thought your best of 2016 was, as far as a movie, a TV show, or a game, we would love to hear about it. You can hit us up on the YouTube page. You can hit us up on the SoundCloud, because, as we've been doing for the last few weeks, YouTubes are Monday, SoundClouds are Tuesday, and we will, you're just supposed to listen twice so we can help pad the numbers. Just
Retain
kidding.
that knowledge.
Just kidding. But yeah, we're at Mother Flarker on the tweets. If you have anything pressing that you want to get off your chest that we wouldn't see in a comment and you want to get it right to us.
Or you can hit us up on our Facebook group now, facebook.com/groups/motherflarker.
Where you could see a personal challenge go down about Mario Run, and then someone curb stomping someone into the ground and taking that title from them.
My phone screen is smashed right now too, so no Mario Run for me unless I want shards of glass in my thumb.
Nick Regis, a poor carpenter blames his tools.
Perfect. Perfect, my man. Perfect.
Oh, man. We don't have a goofy-ass title for this week.
No. I guess not. Yeah, they usually come at the end, don't they?
There we go. They usually come at the end. Episode 40.
Double entendre.
Episode 40 is called They Usually Come at the End.
Zing!
Well, we've been us for about an hour and 8 minutes, and you guys have been you for that same hour and 8 minutes. We really appreciate you guys joining us all the way through 2016 and where we're going in 2017.
Yes.
So, until next week, we will see you later.
Thank you guys so much.
Now get out of my house.
Get
out!